I gambled away more than money, I risked everything. I don't know where else to put this. My friends wouldn't get it, my family would never forgive me, and the people at work, well, let's just say I'd rather not lose my job on top of everything else. But maybe strangers can handle the truth better than the people who actually know me. My name's Kyle. I'm 33. On the surface, I look like your average middle-class guy. I've got a steady job in IT, a small townhouse, a wife who deserves so much better than me, and a 9-year-old son who thinks I hang the moon. And yet, here I am, typing this out because I'm drowning in something I swore I'd never get hooked on, gambling. For me, it started out innocent. Fantasy football bets with the guys from work. Then a poker night at my buddy Jared's house. Harmless, right? Just $20 here, $40 there. But then I found this online sports betting app. And that's when things got bad. I still remember the first time I hit big. It was a random NBA game, Heat versus Celtics. I didn't even care about either team, but I bet $200 that the Heat would win by more than 10. I shouldn't have, that was more than half my grocery budget for the week. But they won. And my $200 turned into $600. I felt like I'd hacked the system. Like I'd discovered a cheat code for money. When my wife, Emily, asked how I could afford to take her out to that nice steakhouse the next weekend, I told her I'd gotten a little bonus at work. That was the first lie. The first domino. She smiled, kissed me across the table, and said, "I'm proud of you, babe." And that crushed me, because the truth was the opposite of something to be proud of. It escalated fast. I'd bet during lunch breaks, at traffic lights, even during family dinners when Emily wasn't looking. It wasn't about the money anymore. It was the rush. That heart-pounding moment when the game was close, and my whole mood depended on whether a ball went through a hoop or not. And when I lost, I told myself I just had to win it back. Always one more bet. Always chasing. One night, I was sitting in the living room, staring at my phone, sweating bullets because I had $1,000 on a single game. That was more than our mortgage payment. Emily walked in with our son, Ryan, who was holding his math homework. "Dad, can you help me with these fractions?" I snapped. "Not right now, buddy." He flinched like I'd hit him. Emily gave me a look that could have burned through concrete. "Kyle, it's just homework." I realized then that my hands were shaking. Over a stupid basketball game. And my kid saw me like that. That should have been the wake-up call. But instead, when I lost that bet, I doubled down the next night. Fast forward 3 months. I had maxed out 2 credit cards, taken out a consolidation loan that Emily thought was for house repairs. And I still owed Jared $3,000 from all the times I borrowed money to buy back into poker nights. I kept telling myself I'd fix it when I hit big again. But I never did. One Saturday, Emily sat me down at the kitchen table. Her voice was calm, but I could tell she was holding back anger. "Kyle, why did Capital One call me today asking about missed payments?" My stomach dropped. I scrambled for an excuse. Must have been a mix-up, I'll handle it." Her eyes narrowed. "A mix-up that involves us being 2 months behind on bills." I panicked. I lied. Again. "Work messed up my paycheck. I've been talking to HR." She didn't look convinced, but she let it go for the moment. Around this time, I met someone who changed everything, Vince. He wasn't a friend, not really. More like the devil in a leather jacket. I met him at a sports bar, cheering for the same football team. We started talking, and before long, he asked, "You bet?" I hesitated. "Sometimes." He grinned. "You ever get tired of those apps taking their cut? I know a guy. Better odds. No taxes. Cash only." I should have run. But instead, I asked for his number. Vince's guy was basically a bookie. And once I started betting with him, it felt like graduating to the big leagues. No limits. No little app notifications, just me, the games, and Vince texting me like some kind of financial angel or devil. At first, it was exhilarating. I even won a few. Vince would meet me in parking lots, handing over thick envelopes of cash like we were in some kind of crime movie. But then came the losses. And with Vince, you couldn't just owe him. He made that very clear one night when I tried to push back. Don't make me chase you, Kyle. I don't like chasing people. The smile he gave me when he said it still gives me chills. 2 weeks later, I was $10,000 in the hole with Vince's guy. Emily found out in the worst possible way. She answered the door one evening, and Vince was standing there, all leather jacket and smug grin. "Your husband home?" he asked casually, like he was just dropping by for a beer. Emily froze. "Who are you?" I rushed to the door, heart hammering. "Emily, go inside." She crossed her arms. "No." "Who is this?" Vince smirked at me. "You gonna tell her, or should I?" My stomach dropped through the floor. I know I sound like a monster, or an idiot, or both. And maybe I am, but when you're in it, when you're chasing that high, it feels like the only thing that matters. But the truth is, I was gambling with more than money. I was gambling with my family, my marriage, my whole life. And eventually, the house always wins. So there I was, standing in the doorway with my wife staring at Vince like he was a wolf in our front yard. And honestly, that's exactly what he was. "Emily, go inside," I repeated, but she didn't move. Vince raised an eyebrow. "Relax, man. I just came to remind you about that tab. 10 grand, right? Don't want to get things complicated." Emily's face turned pale. She looked from him to me, and I saw it all click in her eyes. The late nights on my phone, the missing money, the constant work stress excuses. She whispered it like a confession, "You've been gambling." My throat closed up. I wanted to deny it, to lie one more time, but the look on her face, hurt, betrayal, disappointment, it crushed me. I couldn't pile another lie on top of that. "Yes," I admitted. My voice cracked. "I've been gambling. And I'm in trouble." Emily turned her fury on me. $10,000? Are you kidding me, Kyle? Our mortgage isn't even that much. You've been lying to me, to our son. Ryan peeked his head around the corner, wide-eyed. He'd been listening. My heart broke right there. I dropped to my knees. "Buddy, go to your room. Please. This is between me and Mom." He didn't move until Emily gently guided him away, whispering, "It's okay, sweetheart." When she came back, she was shaking. "How could you do this to us?" I didn't have an answer. I just stood there, shoulders slumped, while Vince tapped his watch. "So, about that money." Emily glared at him. "Get off my porch." Vince smirked but backed up. "Clock's ticking, Kyle. Don't make me come back." Then he walked off like this was just another Tuesday for him. The moment the door closed, Emily let loose. "Do you realize what you've done? We could lose everything, the house, our credit, our future. And you didn't even trust me enough to tell me." Tears stung my eyes. I was ashamed, Em. Every time I thought about telling you, I thought, next time I win, I'll pay it off and she'll never know. But I never won. I just kept digging deeper. Her voice cracked, softer now. "Kyle, you lied to me. Over and over." I nodded, choking on guilt. "I know. And I hate myself for it. But please, don't hate me. I'll do whatever it takes to fix this. I don't want to lose you. Or Ryan." For the first time in months, I told her everything. From the first stupid NBA bet, to the bookies, to Vince. Every dollar, every lie, every excuse. I unloaded it all like ripping off bandages. When I finished, I felt like a shell of myself. Empty, exposed. Emily didn't speak right away. She just sat down at the kitchen table, staring at her hands. Finally, she whispered, "I married you because I thought you were a good man. I still believe that somewhere in there, but this version of you, this liar, this addict, I don't know him." That cut deeper than anything Vince could have done. I sank into the chair across from her. "Then help me find him again. Please. I don't want to be this man anymore." She studied me for a long moment. I could see the war going on in her eyes, love battling anger, betrayal fighting hope. Then she finally said, "If you're serious, then tomorrow morning, you call a counselor. And Gamblers Anonymous. And you cut ties with Vince, I don't care how." I nodded, tears streaming down my face. "I'll do it. I swear." The next day, true to my word, I called. Found a GA meeting 2 towns over. Made an appointment with a financial counselor. Even reached out to my boss about picking up extra hours to start digging out of the debt. Emily didn't exactly celebrate, trust doesn't rebuild overnight, but she came with me to the first GA meeting. She sat in the back while I stood up, shaking like a leaf, and said the words, "My name is Kyle. And I'm a compulsive gambler." The hardest part was Vince. He kept calling, texting. Finally, I answered. "I can't do this anymore, Vince. I'm done. I'll find a way to pay you back, but I'm not gambling again." There was a long pause. Then he laughed, low and mocking. "Nobody just quits, Kyle." But I hung up and blocked his number. My hands were shaking, but for the first time in months, it wasn't from a bet. It was from taking control. It's been 6 months since that night. 6 months of therapy, meetings, budgeting, hard conversations. It hasn't been easy. Some nights Emily still cries, asking me how she's supposed to trust me again. Ryan still asks why that man came to our house. And every time I answer, I tell them the truth. No more lies. We're slowly paying off the debt. It'll take years, but we're doing it together. Emily handles the finances now. I don't even have access to the credit cards. And honestly, that's a relief. I wish I could say I'm cured. But I know this isn't something that just disappears. Every time I see a sports score pop up on TV, I feel that old itch. But then I look at Emily, or at Ryan, and I remind myself, I almost lost them. I gambled away money. I gambled away trust. But I got a second chance, and I'm not betting that away.